Hey everyone, this is let's see, 4, 5. This is day 6 and 7 of my Camino de Santiago. Today we hiked yesterday to Estella. We got to stay in a Capuchin, a hostel run by the Capuchin nuns. It was very nice facility, almost like we suspect at one point in time that it might have been a seminary, because it definitely was dorm room kind of decor. It was long halls with a lot of rooms on each side of it. Our particular room only had 3 beds in it, so the 3 of us shared the room. There were other rooms that had 4, 6 beds. And so it was, and had a lunchroom type thing in it, and so that's where we had dinner last night and breakfast this morning. And so then we hiked. It was a long hike today, 18 miles. Still not the longest hike we've done. So Tim, you're still the one getting the most prayers, at least at this point. But I think tomorrow, maybe not. Then we hiked about 18 again today. Right now we're at 88 miles. So we're tomorrow sometime we're going to reach the first 100 miles, and we're excited about that. So we're going to kind of keep up with where we're at when we hit the 100 miles, and then take a picture of the 3 of us, etc. So today was the first day we were all hiking with our Relentless Catholic t-shirts, and all of us got asked questions about that. So tomorrow we're hiking to Navarrete. It's a long hike. There's not many towns between here and Navarrete, about 4. So we've got to be kind of very careful about our water and making sure we got enough water, and when are we going to eat lunch, because we get lunch and we have this kind of good burst of energy after lunch, but it may be a little bit too early. Today we actually passed through, I'm going to assume that it's the Rioja wine region, but I don't know. All I know is we were surrounded by grapes all the time, and on my website, and I'll probably I'll probably post a few on the website and on the Relentless Catholic Facebook page and on my Facebook page, of the clumps of grapes. It's like this is the same sort of season for picking as I believe Napa is. So they look very ripe, and we picked a few off, and they were just sweet, just wonderful grapes. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. Tomorrow probably won't be as colorful. It'll be a little more, it's hot. We have still yet to have a day of rain, but it is hot. Tomorrow, where we're sitting right now, is supposed to get to 90. Now, we don't go very far. It's like 18 miles, so I'm assuming that means where we're going to be, it's going to be somewhere around 90 degrees also. So it is hot, but it is not. We get up and get going early. Usually by 7 we're out there. It's dark still. We got flashlights out, and we get to walk in the early morning. And I actually took a couple of pictures today of sunrise on the Camino, and I'll post those also. It's beautiful. Today there is one picture that you'll appreciate. We passed by what's called the Arachi winery, and they have a water fountain, or a fountain outside of it, where one side of it is water and the other side of it is wine. Unfortunately, both my bottles were filled with water at the time because it was very early this morning, so I didn't get to use it, but there were several people that were taking empty bottles and filling them up with wine, and I actually didn't taste it. Father and Mike took a little taste of the wine, said it was pretty good. So the one side is water, the other side is wine, so you can fill up a bottle of wine if you want to. Who was I hiking for today? Well, It's for today and tomorrow are for parents. So today is my father and my and pop and mom, and my father. I guess the best way I can describe is that he instilled in me this innate love for the Bible, and for a lot of times I didn't really know that, and I don't think it was really until I was nearing retirement and was going to go into get my master's in theology that I realized how much of my love for the Bible was due to my father's influence, and he was always a very gentle man, uh, and but he always required us to go that time Baptist and Church of Christ, where we had Bible drills and learning how to thumb through the Bible, learning how where verses were, where books were, and that came into a lot of use um, when I was taking my theology course. And mom, she came into our lives at a time when my father needed her. He had four boys, and I think was just not quite sure what to do with these little men running around, and so mom stepped in and not only raised the four of us from, in my case, from the sixth grade on, but also her own two sons. So we had six boys living in the house, and I'm sure that was a extreme struggle for her. It was a lot going on, and I know we weren't easy, and yet she stuck with it, and I can't say enough about her devotion to raising these six hellions. So, Mom and Pop, I love you. I thought about you all day. As my mind would wander, I would center back onto you and my love for both of you, and thanking God that both of you were in my life. Tomorrow is my mother, a completely, I don't know what you call it, different situation. My mother is probably the most happiest person I think I know. She's beautiful. She dances every Friday and Saturday night. She paints. I took her to. I flew her when I was living over in Luxembourg. I flew her to Paris, and we toured several of the museums. And she came back and took pictures of different places in Luxembourg, and I know did at least one painting from our time in Luxembourg. And she's a real gem. I mean, she has so much energy and so much love, and I thank God that in this time in her life that she came back to Jesus, and I think that to me is attributable to a number of things. Of course, by the grace of God, that she had the grace of conversion, but then a gentleman came into her life who helped guide her during that phase, and that's CJ. And CJ, I can't thank you enough, and very cliche, eternally grateful for guiding my mother through the phase of becoming Catholic. And it's just, I can remember one situation where Kathy and I were traveling, and we were down in, I think it was the Dominican Republic, and I didn't go to church because all it was in Spanish, and I came home and I told my mother that, and she goes, "You could have at least taken the Eucharist." And I was like, those new Catholics. So anyway, Mom, CJ, I'm happy. I'm so blessed to have you in my life, and tomorrow I will be praying for both of you, and I love you, and we'll be checking back in. I'll probably post some pictures to the website. We'll be checking back in and getting on to Camino's day, I guess, 8 and 9 the next time we talk. So signing off for now. Thank you for your prayers, and thank you for all the messages that I'm getting on all the different avenues that I'm posting on. So we'll talk later.